Evening all. ITSL game here. We are playing Dylan, who I think we played in Rutzel last season. So a player I have played before, but we will check in and say hello. Right, we got Marshall Plan. We've also got Purge, which is nice because we know we're not going to get in trouble there. We'll need to space Decol because D-Star might get blockaded away from us, but we've got Ops. I think I like Marshall Plan here. Yep. West Germany, yeah, Doi. Right. Okay. Let's get that on. Surprise no one. And get the rest of my hand in the tracker. Well, it's a shame we have to put Decol back in the deck, but we were fortunate to get Decol and D-Star in turn 1 in the sense that we know USSR will not be seeing them until at least turn 3 at the earliest. And if I get my way, never. Need to get into Thailand before Vietnam Revolts triggers. And we can get into Turkey, because if this triggers and we lose ourselves in Iran, we can get back in via Syria. Well, we survived the first bit. That's not a bad start for USA, certainly. And NATO triggering as a bonus too. Right, let's hope we get a decent counter coup. Wow. Holy smoke. Yep. We will go into Malaysia. We may as well go into Lebanon ahead of... I know DEFCON's only 3, but we don't want to get Suez'd out of the region. And the other one... Wow, we're spoilt for operations points, which is nice. Let's put it in Canada ahead of NORAD, I suppose? Well, let's put it in France. We're going to get de Gaulle and Suez and stuff, so we may as well put the X drop in France and get ahead of it. Yeah, regrettably true. Yeah, that was just a gimme, wasn't it? But there you go. So now let's put 3 into Thailand. Well, we've got Decol and D-Star, we've got Vietnam Rebels. Let's send Decol to space. Yeah, because then we get the VP before they get a chance. Next up is taking Thailand. We'll finish with Vietnam Revolts. Let's tap a rock. Again, it's no more than an insurance policy against But, getting cleared out of Iran seems unlikely. That's nice. Wow, Marshall Plan really came into its own there, didn't it? Boy, howdy. Okay. Sport for choice. And 3 ops to finish. Right, we'll gamble on Indo-Pakistani war. Oh no, DEFCON will be 4, won't it? Oh, well that's neat. In which case, yeah, we'll just put both in Vietnam, in Thailand. Oh, 3 in Thailand, blimey. God, containment. Forgot about containment, right? So it's overtake France again. That means that De Gaulle doesn't put it in reach for the 4-op card. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. And with DEFCON at 4, unless they get duck and cover, we got duck and cover. So can't play Middle East because of Nasser. And we don't want to play duck and cover, so is Formosa the headline? He finished with containment, didn't he? Yeah. We've got duck and cover and Formosa, and then we've got Middle East scoring. Warsaw, SOCGov, De Gaulle, Comecon. Okay, well, we can repair De Gaulle. Suez is still a little problematic, but that means what's US, Japan, and nuclear test ban are the last 2 4-op cards. And US, Japan is not good for them. I think we have to go Formosa. We don't want to go duck and cover because it denies us mill-ops, and Thailand's a hell of a coup. In effect, we have to give up the China card, wouldn't they? To be even halfway sure. Let's headline Formosa. They went captured Nazi. Okay, well, that's unfortunate, but we should be able to get Middle East scoring off for 0 if we need to. He's going for it. Respect. Probably the inevitable outcome. So we now need to coup. Let's hold duck and cover. Comecon doesn't give up a lot. That's fortunate for us. So I expect they'll play into Iraq. If they've got the other 4-op card, they'll take Saudi and dominate. Yeah, I'm not going to be greedy. I don't want to play into Egypt. The advantage of playing into Egypt is I can then play into Libya, of course. If they take Saudi, we have to play into Egypt because we don't want to get dominated. Yeah, they don't have Nasser. Okay, I think we just drop Middle East for 0. Let's go Bulgaria. I know it's. I know. Yeah, much for muchness. Bulgaria. Yeah, I think we'll just drop Middle East for 0 because we're not going to dominate. It's too many ops. We could play into Egypt and then Libya, but it just seems a bit greedy under the circumstances. Getting in before NASA's not bad, though. Why not? Well, no, let's... Yeah. This will at least get us a VP as well as expand. But if they put 4 ops into Saudi, we'll just drop 0. If they event NASA, we can take Libya. Investing a lot of ops into the early war regions. I should be pushing in Africa now, I think. We'll need to overprotect Thailand against Decol before the turn is out as well. When we event De Gaulle, we'll put the 2 in Algeria, because we don't want them to get access off the back of us. Let's see what they do. I expect they'll push into Burma to try and take India. Okay. Yep. Okay. Might take Saudi? No, that's a good jam. We will retake it, obviously. If they jam it again, we could use some of De Gaulle, potentially. But if they're going to jam it again, they're using US-Japan. And that feels less good for them, because they're giving up a battleground to fight for a battleground. Don't need to rush to take Greece or Portugal, because with NATO triggered, Italy can't be brushed, which is nice. Oh, that's fine, right? So we'll drop Middle East scoring for 1 VP in our favour. Gonna just put that in Korea. Yeah, trying to avoid domination, which seems very risk averse under the circumstances, but okay. Right, we will take France, pop 1 in Thailand, pop 1 in Algeria. I mean, I'd love for them to play into Algeria here, not knowing where CIA is. And they've not played into Burma, which is a bonus too. So if we don't get blockaded, we space SOTGov, I think. Well, that's very wise. Well played. UNI and special relationship. Cool. Well, the downside is we've lost CIA. The upshot is we can take Algeria. Right, well, space sock cover and hold D star. That's great for us. Okay. Decol can't break Asia scoring, nor can it put into South Korea, and we've got D star. So I think Asia scoring's a safe chuck here. They got US Japan. They got into Pakistani war. They got Olympic, Fidel. We got Fidel, Olympic, and Suez. They've got UN intervention, special relationship, US Japan, Indo Pakistani war, Suez crisis. They can UN intervention Japan, which is very good for them. Cambridge 5. Yeah, I think Asia scoring's the headline here. Because we've got Korean War, yeah, that's fine. Suez is rather annoying. Not the greatest turn 3 hand here. Be interested if they coup Algeria, Panama, or Egypt. Or UN into France. Yeah, well played. And that gives them domination, doesn't it? Oh, so we have to respond. Neatly done. Neatly done. We're going to have to show them we're not holding any of the scoring cards. Well, that's very impressive. Makes taking Algeria look exceptionally greedy now. Yeah, well played. Not the result you wanted. So, we'll space Korean War, and if we're lucky, we can space Fidel as well. So we don't want them to space here. And if we're lucky, they don't have anything they want to space. Because if we can get Fidel away... Whoa! That's huge. Very well done. Okay, well, we'll still space Fidel. Excellent. Second bite of the cherry. Okay, so we're well ahead on VP at turn 3. We are not as badly behind in terms of USSR development. They've not got into the Americas. Could be a lot worse. Not to say that there aren't a couple of areas that are problematic for us, but they've done very well. They've handled it great. What went OG? Yeah. And now Truman. Years. Well, we've got to make him roll it, don't we? Can't just let him walk in. Here it comes. Make him have it. We'll go Panama. Will we go Panama? Because if they hit, we're cleared out. Or do we go Costa Rica? I never know what's best. Let's go Costa Rica. ABM is nice. This is a pretty good hand for us, I think, under the circumstances. And we want to start with ABM in case we get missile envied, I suppose. Central America, Middle East, TV, ABM, Bear Trap. So Portuguese. One small step, Sadat. Sadat's great. Whew. ABM treaty all the way. So we're going to get Egypt through Sadat. Let's queue Angola. We want to be... Yeah, that's nice and big. That also renders Portuguese Empire a bit less good. They'll coup Panama here. Well done them. So let's get ahead of Liberation Theology. So I end then Alliance. So, event Sadat, score Middle East. All right. Flip Zaire. Let's finish with the bear trap. I'm not planning to salt, I don't think. I always feel weird opping salt, but... What have we got? Roris P, Flower Power, Muslim Rev. We'll probably drop Central America for 0. It's probably too many ops to... Okay, yeah. No, not realign. Doi. Doi, doi, doi. Alright, one small step because we're not going back, and we will put one in Zaire, so they're good for realigns. And the other op... Let's get into Malaysia and try and get ahead of Brush War. So, events at Middle East, Central America scoring 4, 5, 6, event Bear Trap AR7. And they've used We Will Bury You, so they can't drop Defcon in the headline without Hunter. Yasuri to space seems very good while we're holding the China card. Maybe we bear trap them in the headline and use Portuguese Empire AR7, because then we can take Malaysia to protect better against brush war. Not liking the look of how South America is panning out. Subtle diplomacy is in effect, actually, so I do want to potentially take Jordan. Yeah, I mean, they have to tap Jordan now, which means they lose on tempo, so let's do that. It might be wrong, might be greedy. I don't know. No. I like both my cards. So they'll tap Jordan and put one in Uruguay. Thailand is wide open for brush war. The Jordan move was probably exceptionally greedy. Nevertheless. Okay. Glad they gave it up. It's fine for me. South America is very bad. Very, very bad. But we will get a coup on it, and we might have to use the China card for it. If we start with Bear Trap, coup Argentina, we can event Panama Canal returned. Yeah, I think we've got to do that. Let's headline Bear Trap. What's that last card of the previous turn? Last not. Yeah, we got that. Fine. So, SA, bad. VOA, great. Nah. Libthian first for us. What do they chuck first? Grain? Camben, they're out. Well done. A fair trade, but regrettably, they're now going to coup Africa and set us up for some difficulty. And Nixon. Yep, here it comes. This could be real bad for us. It's pretty bad for us. Oh, I think we need to event Panama Canal returned and deal with the scoring card we know we have. This is rough, but well played by them. Of course, if they're going to realign Angola, we've just invited them to realign Venezuela as well. Surviving in Venezuela is pretty huge this turn. So South Africa and SocGov are our space cards, and the rest will play out. We may event Nixon to take China back if we have to use it. Okay, good. They went influence rather than... Very neat. So we will go 1 Venezuela, 2 Brazil, and 1 in Canada to level up Europe. Yeah. I mean, once we take the UK again, France is like a gorgeous tear down this wall target for later in the game. So we've got that going for us, which is nice. EU. Yep, drop down East Germany against... So tear down this wall obviously splits there. I think that's fine. Or do we want to take Bulgaria? Because then that's a 2-op for us to take. Yeah, that's probably better. If we're racing country count, that feels better. He's going for it, very wise. Miss, miss, miss. Right, so we will coup Saharan states, giving us access to both and with a Voice of America in our back pocket. Oh, huge! Well, couldn't play all the bad cards and can't fade a 6 sometimes. So they'll go into Algeria. We can drop South America scoring for 0. Let's do Voice of America now, because we can cause a little havoc. We're going to be lucky to get South America off, but holy smoke. Oh well, that's not good for us. Yeah, well done. South America for 0 before it gets any worse. And then we retake the China card with Nixon, I guess? Although we could do that when it's face up, which is more painful to him. So maybe spacing... Ooh, what's this going? Oh, well, okay. It's only 1 VP for him. Suppose he wants more leverage. I think headline peaking probably is more useful here, so let's see if we can get off to space. No. Well, in that case, I look like a right idiot, don't I? But grain is good, and if we can Kuzaya, it's even better. And we got Brusher as well. Wow. Huge deals for us here. It's got to be grain sales, right? Yeah. Nuclear subs, Hunter, Russian Colt Rev. Going for the ops boost. We will coup with it, and we'll coup Nigeria and hope for the best. Deep breath. All right. Oh, we were a brush war away from causing more trouble there. Well done. What is... okay, so there's a risk that Missile MV pulls duck and cover, so we can't do anything about that. Where is good to brush? Panama. Zaire is still good, even though it's just scored to protect Angola. Panama's very juicy, though. And we want to use Cult Rev before Nixon. With Hunter, should we brush Zaire at 50-50 rather than Panama at 100%? That's the bit of the board that makes me the most nervous. Yes. Deep breath. This is pretty big for us. It fails. That's a shame. It does mean that they can have a stabilize, but Nigeria is our backstop against control. So next up is Cult Rev. Guess we want to be holding Hunter. Oh. Too greedy. Too greedy by me. I kind of missed that interaction in my excitement to play Rush War, so the right play would have been Cultural Revolution over Pakistan. I see that now. Hindsight is 2020. So now if we want to event nuclear subs because we are going to do a few coups. Oh, that was clumsy. That's me. So, yeah, CIA's gone. Let's event nuclear subs so we can have a crack on Zaire. And we may still coup with Cult Rev because we can then steal it back with Nixon. But yes, that was a blunder. It's what I do. So Purge is still in the deck, and the rest of the deck looks alright. Still no sign of Lone Gunman. Yeah, I don't think we want to be using Cult Rev. I think we'll be spacing something from that. I kind of want to hold Hunter, don't I? Ugh, man. Now's the time to realign Angola, I think. Okay. Well, we got lucky, I guess. Alright, yeah. Okay, now he's done that, we're going to use Cult Rev to Kuzair, give the China card back, and then take it back with Nixon. Please more than a 2. A 2. Lissai. Guess he may not be in a hurry to play back in there, under the circumstances. Unless he puts 3 or 4 ops in there. Okay. Alright, let's Kuzair again. More than a 2, please. What's going on? Get rid of lone gunman. Yes. An arms race, and I guess purge. It's a 50-50 card, and I'm ahead. Southeast Asia scoring's bad for us, so we'll leave colonial rear guards. Southeast, lone, purge, and arms. I mean, the fact I might be queuing Zaire with Hunter feels super weird. You gonna tap Venezuela? That'd be fine-ish? Yeah, okay. So, protect Venezuela. Coup Colombia. Well, this turn has not been a glorious success by me. Good thing I've got a points buffer to make mincemeat of the mid-war. Warsaw Pact's gone, so I guess we want to put another 1 somewhere in Europe to make sure we stay ahead. Unless 1, 2, 3. No, we're never going to be at. Yeah, that's fine. Going for a coup. That's fine for us. I think that's a result. So we'll use Nixon to take the China card back with Cult Rev gone. And we'll finish with a space, I guess. Yeah, because we can't use SOCGov or. This is fine. So we'll overprotect Brazil. And tap Panama, I guess, yeah. They had a lousy hand. So we'll finish with a space of SOCGov. We've got the China card back. Duck and cover's still in the deck. We will bury or get reshuffled though, so need to watch out for that potentially. But if we get space off successfully, we can peek. Interesting they chose to do that instead of space under Brezhnev, but they're better than me, so I won't tell them how to live their lives. Yes, fine. Right. Space.gov. Great. Peeking is good, because that might allow us to duck and cover. We got grain sales. Even better. They got duck and cover. We got defectors. They got CRG. We got remaining application. They got U2 and OPEC. So we got grain. How I learned. Korean D-style Indo-Pakistani war. Indo-Pakistani on Pakistan feels juicy too. CMC. So we will absolutely grain sales them. They're in India, so it's not as good, is it? Yeah. We'll use that for a coup, as frustrating as that is. But we want to get DEFCON down. More than a 2 would be lovely, please, and thank you. Perfect. All right, that solves Africa. They've got perfect information. And they have to space, duck, and cover. So if they don't play into Afghanistan, we do take the hit on Pakistan. And we just know they've got duck and cover U2 and OPEC. OPEC's not worth more than a VP, so they won't do that. U2's only worth a VP, so they'll be playing ops this turn probably. One into Afghanistan, I guess, is good for their tempo, because then they can just get on with the turn. So it's a good thing we've got the score buffer, because Asia does not look great. Europe's probably all right. Central America's okay under the circumstances. France is now less reliable against tear down this wall because they moved into Algeria. I mean, at the moment, with Lone Gunman and CIA gone, the score the way it is, I guess I'm slightly in the advantage. But there's still plenty of time for me to cock it up. We'll be spacing Muslim Rev, because that's a lot worse for us than D-Style. If they miss, they'll envy us AR1. That's irritating, certainly. Especially as they take Libya and Egypt, because we're not in Israel. But the overprotects in South America are helpful. Yeah, I expect this will go into Afghanistan, unless they want to coup Cameroon to try and realign Nigeria. Yeah. Oof, very nice. Well, at least there's no... Well done, them. So, we do not have the luxury yet of spacing Muslim Rev. Let's top Mexico back up. So Yasuri is back in the deck, but I think I'm inclined not to give them the China card for any reason. Bad as Asia is. Mm-hmm. Okay. Doesn't want us to get Central America domination. And Fidel's back in the deck, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, fine. We'll just space Muslim Rev, and if they've got Fidel, well done them. Not you two. They've used OPEC. Dodoy. Space tuck and cover, yes. 3, 4, 5, 6. Remaining abdication is going to give them domination, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, no, it's not. We'll put Malaysia in, protect against brush war. That's fine. Let's use our low op cards while they have perfect information. So with Huntagon, Libthi's the last thing. Libthi and Brush, I guess, both make Mexico a problematic target. Mm-hmm. So that was Nicaragua, Yugoslavia, and Czechia. I'm fine with him using a 4-op card to pressure Cuba. If they don't get a coup off, the old How I Learned World Peace seems quite appealing. Because then we can start blowing the world up bit by bit. Yeah, there it is, as expected. That's neat. And if they've got Central America scoring, they've played it quite well. So credit to them. All right. On that basis, I might event D-Style. Because they can't do a ton of damage with it. And that means we can hold Korean War. So rationale here is they can't do a lot in Africa, they can't do a lot in South America, they can't do a lot in the Middle East, they can't do any better in Asia. They can sink some more influence into Europe, but I can respond with the D-Style ops. So this way we can hold Korean War and maybe get 5 VP from How I Learned. I might be wrong, and they may score Central America, but that's what I've done. They also don't have a surfeit of ops to remove from anywhere. Like they've not done a massive coup. One from Uruguay, one from Vietnam. And everything else costs them something. Not a lot in some cases, but something at least. They may overprotect. May overprotect Panama, North Korea, South Korea. That's also fine. Yeah. Cover Africa, and then make Central America slightly more problematic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5. Yeah, that's good. So let's jam Panama. If they take Czechoslovakia, we can respond in Bulgaria. So they need 3 ops to deal with Panama and Czechoslovakia. If we're really lucky, they've got both scoring cards, which they don't. Right, so we can deal with one or the other. So we will use Indo-Pakistani War. Tap Poland? What do we... Yeah, tapping Poland's good. Oh no, we're about to make world peace, right? So they can just realign us out of Poland. So let's do that. Okay, great. They didn't have Central America scoring after that. So now we'll do world peace, since we don't need to worry about CIA and stuff. Yeah? Hello? This always gets me. I'd like it to be DEFCON 5, please. Yes. Getting dealt ABM and Aldrich is lovely. And Star Wars, so we can Star Wars ABM if we need to. And we've got headline peaking. Well, that's all pretty good for us. Ortega's great now that they've removed us. Thank you, Fidel. Don't need to AWACS because Muslim Rev went in turn 7. The Reformer is pretty good for them. So they're going to put 4 in. And Europe's gone. So West Germany. Which they can then realign because DEFCON is 5. Do we want to realign France at +2 is the question. Do we want to get back on track by cooing in Asia? Star Wars can pull defectors. Do we want to do that? How bad is the Reformer here? No, the Reformer triggers before Star Wars. So no, 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 no. Do we want to steal a card from that? I feel like maybe we want to hold Star Wars in case they play war games, but they'd be mad too. So let's just ABM protect against... ABM doesn't protect against the realign though. That's the thing. It's only +1 as well, right? So an ABM coup of Panama, maybe? No, we've got all the time in the world, don't we? Let's do an ABM coup of Pakistan. Get the ball rolling on that. We've got the China card as well. Good start. And now they can't realign West Germany. So we can Aldrich away one of the bad cards, but not all of them. So we'll have a couple of coup ripostes. Good thing Europe's already scored. Two in West Germany, two in the UK, I guess. They've got an exceptionally niche AR1 Glasnost, don't they? If they go to West Germany, then Glasnost AR1, Defcon goes to 5 and they can realign it. But it's pretty niche. Yeah, pushing Dom. And a coup. Pow. Where are we counter-couing? Algeria? So let's see. 50-50 we flip and a 1 in 3 strong 1 in 3 of control there. So they're both 1 in 3. We've got an ABM coming. Let's do Angola. Lovely. Now ideally we take Panama and Pakistan here. Or pressure both. And then we've got Japan to take to level up Asia. We might have to eat Korean War and Aldrich Libthi. That seems likely. Hold Star Wars as long as possible to see what juicy stuff we can get out of it. If they take Panama, we can ABM treaty coup it using ABM. So maybe what we want to do is use North Sea oil to take Portugal and Pakistan. Yeah, they'll take Panama here. So let's hope they don't have Central America scoring in hand. We will retake Portugal and take Pakistan. We don't need to worry about Europe domination now because Europe scored, but we do need to worry about it in the medium term. Central America could be worse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so cooing in Africa doesn't give us domination, frustratingly. What's Asia worth? 5 as well. Both pretty good. We'll wait and see if they space VOA or something. But right now, ABM Treaty looks best of the lot. Ooh, hello. This is big. Thailand? No? Okay, well, woof. So now do we have a nice brush target is the question. Not really. Panama is 50-50. What would an ABM treaty coup on it do? Let's work that out. So it's a 4-op card. So whatever I roll is whatever I remove. So I need to roll a 4, 5, or 6 to control Panama. And Brush War is 50-50 would make it Panama 10-0. Yeah? But if it fails, they don't have to do anything. Good to know. In the meantime, let us use Ortega. We'll overprotect Pakistan. And pop another one in the UK while we've got it. All right, gets Ortega out my hand. So we'll use Korean War to tap North Korea before the war so that we don't lose adjacency. Since we know we're gonna roll it. South America drops to 0. Big swing for us. Big swing. Okay. Be lucky. Yep. You're welcome. So Summit, prop up the UK. Star Wars ABM coup Panama? Star Wars Brush War Panama, I think. Maybe we want to Summit overprotect Mexico. Don't want to have the ability to jam it. Europe can wait. Central America is still precarious. Ooh, nice. Very sensible. That's great as well because it means we didn't have to play into the UK. Hadn't thought of that. Try not to think about Thatcher as little as possible, of course. Right. So AR6 we Star Wars something, and AR7 we Aldrich away Libthy. That's good for us. Not that we're ever going to get domination there, I don't think. So let's Brush War, because it's huge swing in Panama. And it's worth a VP, which ABM isn't. Be lucky. We are lucky. So I guess, yeah, now we just Aldrich 3 into Japan, right? Because it's the area that's at risk. If he doesn't play Asia scoring this turn, 3 into Japan levels it up, moving into the headline phase, which we're peaking on. Yep, that's all fine. Overprotect and 2 in Saudi. 1, 2, 3. Maybe, but we will level up Asia, even though it will be giving a free 4-op card if they have US Japan, which we got dealt because there is no justice in this world. When it goes well, it goes well. Special relationship to France is nice. Yasuri is good. US Japan's free ops. Iranian hostage crisis can go to space. Terrorism is fun to play on them. One small step's good in our hand. Stops them getting near us. Olympic Games and EEU is lovely as well. That's not a bad late war hand. Iran-Iraq war is 1 in 3. That's quite good for them. It means Iranian hostage crisis can be played if they flip it. So what do we want to do in response? 2 in France gives us VP. We can't drop DEFCON. Yeah, don't want to jam Asia. Don't want to terrorize them immediately. And EU can be played any turn, really. And Europe has scored. Deep breath. Survive again. Iranian hostage off to space. So, Mexico? Oh, big coup. Nice work. And now we take France. Yep, that's jolly nice. Perfect timing. Can't argue with that. But we did flip Europe. And we've got a good score buffer. Asia's even now. Yeah, I think this game is veering into point of no return. We want to use that. Let's just keep our nose ahead there. They need to use flower power. We will bury your purge to take it. Oh, all war games. Or Glasnost. Yeah, because we're in late war. Look down the board. So next up, Iranians definitely going to space. Terrorizing them doesn't achieve a lot, I don't think. We're in no rush to space them, are we? So let's get up on Israel as well. We will event Yasuri to jam India and North Korea, because we can. I'm less sure about eventing East European unrest. Although, well, I suppose we massively dominate then, don't we? One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think we're fine. You can have Saudi and we'll have Israel. Overprotect France is a must. Event Yasuri, space, Iranian hostage crisis, hold terrorism for turn 10. Yuri, we need to coup with. Yeah, that's good. Well done, well done. Don't mean to be patronising. That's space Iranian hostage crisis. Nope, that's unfortunate. VOH space is a must. AR6, we will coup, and we will coup in Saharan states to try and swing domination. And then we'll event Yasuri and jam Asia. De Gaulle, Suez, Sotgov can't be played, so we don't need to overprotect France in a hurry. That's good for us as well. Pretty standard there. So let's jam the battlegrounds. Yeah, that's just good VP. We could have flipped Lao, Cambodia, or Indonesia, but I think we just want to hit battlegrounds. Tear down this wall is nice. We may just want to drop Defcon in the headline. Let's wait and see if we get purged. Got no way to score points, unfortunately. Arab-Israeli war doesn't trigger, so we don't need to use UN intervention on it. We may not want to event tear down this war. Actually, we don't want them to have a coup, do we? Fundamentally, we don't want that. So I guess that's best. If we're lucky, they'll play We Will Bury You, because they don't know we've got UN intervention. What could Missile Envy pull? Purge, Flower Power, We Will Bury You. There's no duck and cover, so Missile Envy does not trigger a DEFCON threat, which makes Missile Envy quite appealing, because then they have to play AR1 for 2 ops. Although they can still coup Angola and flip it for domination. So let's see what they do. If they purge us, I think we tear down this wall and coup France. There aren't a lot of cards left. They've got 9 in hand, and there's 1, 4, 5, 8, 12, 16, 17, 22 unknown cards. Glasnost, pretty good. It will trigger first, won't it? So let's think. Do we Missile Envy them? Let's Missile Envy them, because we can save tear down this wall. Plus it's entertaining. And we're here for entertainment. We either purge them, or Cal triggers, or, well, War Games doesn't do anything, which would be a bit of a shame, but then it's in the deck, and if they give us points with Middle East, we can salt it. Keeping Defcon at 4, smart. Oh, have they got Asia? Okay, well, that's good for us. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, yes. And then 3 more influence. Defcon's 4. We don't need to rush to do Angola. That's fine. That will stop Asia scoring AR1. And they've got Missile Envy, which they have to play anyway. So if they do a weak coup with Missile Envy, we counter coup. If they tap Japan, we just refill it and continue to cause trouble elsewhere. They've wrestled the scoreline back very well. Salt VOA, AR6, AR7, definitely a possibility. That's a pretty strong contender. Even if they get a coup off. Yep. Guess we kind of saw that telegraphed. Okay, so the longer they're doing that, the longer they're not doing other stuff around the map, right? So we'll overprotect France here before they refill Poland, although we're going to be tearing down this wall, aren't we? I mean, they're telegraphing Middle East scoring. Asia scoring, right? So the question is whether they just drop it. Because they can keep tapping Japan, but they're doing nothing else on the board, and we are ahead. Ahead in Europe, and Middle East, which cancels out Central America. So if they spend the entire turn tapping Japan, that's great for us. That's pretty good. Pretty good, but not spectacular. So now do we tap Asia? North Korea? We can UN intervention South Africa, finish with Iran Contra if we don't salt VOA. Now if they coup Thailand or Pakistan, we can just take Korea. Or counter coup Angola and return later. So they gave us flower power with Missile Envy. They may still be holding Purge, but otherwise they're out of 4 op cards. Because Cal is unplayable. War Games is playable, of course. Oh, they had Purge. Well, there we go. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll counter coup. Because we've got NORAD, so just a 1 is bad here. Called it. Africa's scored. Let's tap places in Asia. Now we definitely want to salt ABM. Salt VOA. Because then they've got turn 10 to do damage, but we've got AR7 to do the damage back. So now they need to put 2 ops into India and North Korea. 1 op each. Otherwise I can flip it with the China card And if they don't put one into Angola, I can just flip it with the China card. Oh, that'll do it. Very good. So we could terrorize them and hope not to pull Asia scoring. Although Asia scoring now, one of their battlegrounds doesn't count. Let's think about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I use the China card, that doesn't do it. Okay. So let's use UN intervention on South Africa armrest to make sure we stay dominant in Europe under all circumstances. And we stay dominant in the Middle East through the turn as well. Yeah, just shore up. So we'll hold her on Contra. If we're salting VOA, we do not want to go into North Korea. It's worth another VP, which is good. Realigns on Algeria? Where else are we realigning if the realigns are successful? That's the question. Cameroon as well. But no, they can just play back in with France. So let's terrorize them now that Asia's gone. Well, that's a shame. Because that's a VP we could have had. That's great. Salt VOA. So, I mean, we've got him. VOA here is just a cluster disaster for him. He's not going to swing AVPs with a turn 10 AR7 VOA. So, good fortune shines upon, which is splendid. In 2.5 hours, I'm playing a Saito tournament game. I'm less inclined to stream those, to be honest, because I know that the interface is a little harder for some people to track. That's the feedback I've had when I put them up. Yeah, fine. VOA. Europe. Right, so there, there, there. That's my first win in ITSL. All right. Thank you for watching. Major punt by me when they flipped Pakistan with the China cards. Completely misplayed that turn and got out of dodge. So we're off to the races. I think that's 1 in 3 in ITSL. Haha. Let's see if we can do better. Yeah, thank you for watching. Comments welcome. I will see you again next time. But until then, goodbye for now.